Assalamu alaikum and welcome to our discussion on the scientific miracles of the Quran. In this video, we will explore the idea that the Quran contains scientific facts that were not known at the time of its revelation, and that have only been discovered by modern science. Muslims who believe in these scientific miracles see them as evidence of the divine origin of the Quran and as proof that Islam is a true religion. The Quran's accuracy on scientific matters is seen as a way for Muslims to engage with the scientific world and to show that science and religion can coexist. One of the most famous examples of a scientific miracle in the Quran is the description of human embryonic development. The Quran describes the stages of human embryonic development in detail, including the formation of bones, muscles, and organs. This description is so accurate that it was not fully appreciated until the development of modern embryology in the 19th century. The Quran says, "We created man from an extract of clay. Then we made him as a drop in a place of settlement, firmly fixed. Then we made the drop into an alaqah, leech-like structure. Then we made the alaqah into a mudghah, shoot-like substance. Then we made the mudghah into bones. Then we clothed the bones with flesh. And then we brought him into being as a new creation." Quran 23:12-14. This description of human embryonic development is incredibly accurate, and it shows that the Quran contains information that was not known to people during the time of its revelation. Another example of a scientific miracle in the Quran is the description of the water cycle. The Quran describes how water is evaporated from the earth, forms clouds, and then falls back to the earth as rain. This description of the water cycle was not fully understood until the scientific discoveries of the 17th century. The Quran says, "And we send down from the sky rain, charged with blessing, and we produce therewith gardens and grain for harvests." Quran 50-9. This verse describes how rain brings life to the earth, and it shows that the Quran contains accurate scientific information. The expansion of the universe is another scientific fact mentioned in the Quran. The Quran describes the universe as expanding, which was a revolutionary idea at the time of its revelation. The scientific discovery of the expansion of the universe did not occur until the 20th century. The Quran says, "And the heaven we constructed with strength, and indeed, we are its expander." Quran 51-47. This verse describes how Allah created the universe with strength, and it shows that the Quran contains information that was ahead of its time. Muslims who believe in these scientific miracles see them as evidence that the Quran is a book of divine guidance. They believe that the scientific information contained in the Quran was revealed by Allah to the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, as a sign of his power and knowledge. However, not all Muslims accept the idea of scientific miracles in the Quran. Some argue that the scientific facts mentioned in the Quran are simply observations that were known to people at the time of its revelation, while others see the scientific miracles of the Quran as metaphorical rather than literal. In conclusion, the scientific miracles of the Quran are a controversial topic among Muslims, but for those who believe in them, they serve as proof of the Quran's divine origin and as a way to engage with the scientific world. The examples of embryology, the water cycle, and the expansion of the universe are just a few of the many scientific facts mentioned in the Quran that have been confirmed by modern science. Thank you for joining me today, and may Allah bless us all with guidance and knowledge. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to share them in the comments section below. Now that we have explored the idea of scientific miracles in the Quran, it's important to note that Muslims should not rely solely on these scientific facts to validate their faith. The Quran contains many other types of miracles, such as its literary beauty and its moral guidance. It's also important to remember that science is a constantly evolving field, and what we know to be true today may change in the future. Therefore, Muslims who believe in scientific miracles in the Quran should not use them as a means to refute scientific discoveries that may seem to contradict the Quran. Instead, Muslims should strive to engage with the scientific world and to seek knowledge and understanding in all fields of study. Islam encourages Muslims to seek knowledge and to use reason and critical thinking in all aspects of their lives, including their religious beliefs. In conclusion, the scientific miracles of the Quran are a fascinating topic of discussion for Muslims and non-Muslims alike. They serve as a reminder of the power and knowledge of Allah, and they can be a source of inspiration for those who seek to explore the intersections between science and religion. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you found this discussion on the scientific miracles of the Quran to be informative and thought-provoking. As always, please feel free to share your thoughts and feedback in the comments below. Assalamu alaikum.